Hey, what's up? This your boy Big Man. You already know what it is, man. So let's get right to it. Okay, so today we're going to talk about this Travis Scott situation. Now, for those of you who don't know, Travis Scott's career has been in a weird place. Like, he was on one of the best rises in the hip hop game I've seen in a while prior to what happened at Astroworld. Now, prior to that, dude was getting all sorts of brand deals with McDonald's, I want to say Fortnite, all these different places, man. We're just throwing bags of money at Travis Scott. He built himself this huge mansion. He was dating, and I guess, still kind of on and off dating Kylie Jenner. Life was looking up. I believe they even have kids together. So it was really, really looking up, man. So Travis Scott went from that to now being in this weird dark place, man, all because of the Astroworld fiasco. Now, for those of you who don't know or don't remember, Travis Scott hosted his own festival in his hometown of Houston called Astroworld. Now, during Astroworld, some people lost their lives, and there was a lot of scrutiny that was placed on Travis Scott because a lot of people felt like he was responsible for what went down. A lot of people felt like he could have did more to help the people who lost their lives at Astroworld. And he tried to back and try to give a response and, let people know that he cared and stuff like that. But it wasn't well received. A lot of people thought it was disingenuous. And even he had one of his ex-managers come out and diss him, man. So it wasn't looking good for Travis Scott lately, right? But he's flown under the radar. He's done a lot of big features in the last year, and he's kind of just stayed to himself. Now, I don't think him and Kylie Jenner are together anymore, but que sera, man. Life goes on, right? But Travis Scott has tried to stay out of any negative publicity. He's just worked on music, which is his primary focus. There's always been speculation about, how he behaves at his concerts, how he encourages fans to behave and stuff like that. But when he's focused on the music, it seems like he's in his bag. Well, it looks like Travis Scott just derailed again and is actually wanted by the New York police. And when I say New York, I'm talking about city. So this can't be good because their track record with rappers. Now, before we get to the specifics and talk about all the details, do me a favor. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. And man, let's get it. Okay, now you see this story right here. The headline, it says, New York City police looking for Travis Scott following alleged nightclub rampage. Now, as I mentioned before, Travis Scott has always been placed under a lot of scrutiny since Astroworld because old photos and old videos showed of him allegedly encouraging fans and allegedly creating this atmosphere at his shows where things go wild. They go off the rails to where somebody could actually get hurt. There's some debate about some footage about people jumping in the stands and stuff like that. And people said that they felt encouraged by the environment to do things like that. And it seems like an environment where somebody could get hurt or something bad can happen. So already he's been painted in a bad light with that, right? So when you read this headline and it says nightclub rampage, it kind of feeds back into them same negative stereotypes about how Travis Scott conducts himself at his shows. Now, it continues by saying the rapper is accused of causing $12,000 worth of damage at a Manhattan hotspot, Club Nebula. Now, $12,000 worth of damage. What in the world could he have been doing, allegedly, to cause that much damage at one spot? I mean, how much does a window or something cost? Like, what in the world's going on? I'm sure we're going to get to it. But that New York, and specifically that Manhattan nightclub scene, it's always some new spot that pops up, new trendy place, and then it's closed, and then it's another new trendy place. It's an interesting kind of dynamic. But what's weird is some of the older places in New York City are the ones that stand the test of time. You know what I'm saying? Like the name staples, like the places that have been there for a long time, a lot of those just, are the places that last, man. But what's crazy about Travis Scott is he's the type of rap artist to where, he's got that ability to blend into different environments. And his fans come from different environments and upbringings, man. So some would call that an advantage. But in this situation, man, where he's at and after the whole Astroworld thing, I think the best thing for Travis Scott to do is probably just chill, man. Just chill. Stay out of the limelight for a little while. And I'm pretty sure, getting into incidents in New York City, that's going to make front page news when you're a rap star, is not the best choice. So, man, let's go through this story a little bit. So the story starts off by saying this. It says New York police are searching for rapper Travis Scott after he allegedly punched a sound engineer and caused $12,000 worth of damage at a Manhattan nightclub early Wednesday morning, officials said. So they're saying that Travis Scott actually took off on somebody and punched a sound engineer. Now, what could the sound engineer have been doing, man? Messing up the sound, or maybe there was some sort of issue with a show or a performance or something like that. But that still doesn't mean that, he could tee off on a dude or whoever it is, you know what I mean? But this is crazy. Now, the $12,000 worth of damage, I'm wondering, is that including some sort of personal damage or is that property? But let's go. So it continues by saying, officers from the New York City Police Department's Midtown Precinct South responded to Club Nebula on West 41st Street at about 3:25 a.m. after a sound engineer said, in quotes, he was involved in a verbal dispute with Scott, according to the department's statement. So if he showed up and he's like, yo, I'm in a verbal dispute, like, what did he do? Punch him after that? That would be crazy, right? So for him to say that he was in a verbal dispute, maybe he was trying to actually protect Travis Scott, knowing his reputation and everything that's out there. But certain things, bruh, you know what I'm saying? If you already got a bad light on you and you're a rapper, it's gonna only magnify things worse. So it's better, man. He was better when he was just on the grind, working on his music, staying out of things. Now, the rapper was accused of escalating the dispute into a physical altercation. Travis Scott punched the victim with a closed fist on the left side of the face, according to the NYPD. So they're not listing the victim's name in this situation because, they usually don't, according to protocol or whatever. So, man, they're saying that Travis Scott actually punched the person with a closed fist on the left side of the face. So basically that he was wilding, man. Now, Travis Scott at this point in the game has seen so much money. He shouldn't be having these simple altercations. And I know we're all human beings, and just because you got money doesn't mean that life is painted so much easier for you. You're still going to run into people that you might have an argument with and stuff like that. But man, when you got to think about the bag, you got to think about the bag, bruh. And that would be the first thing I'd be thinking about. Now, Scott was also accused of causing about $12,000 worth of damage to a speaker and a video screen before fleeing west on 41st Street in a car, police said. Now, how in the world, if this is true, nowadays, you are not getting away with anything, man. There's cameras everywhere. And in New York City, of all places, there's cameras looking at the cameras that's looking at those cameras, man. There are cameras everywhere these days. So hopefully, we'll probably see that there'll be some video evidence of what happened or what didn't happen in this situation. But this sounds like he was really going on a rampage. I mean, when I first read the headline, I was like, okay, maybe they're trying to hype this up. But what in the world would make him break a speaker, a video screen, and all that, man? That's a little wild, man. Now, I know to Travis Scott, $12,000 probably ain't nothing, but it's just the stigma in having to probably do time when the cops catch up with him. That's going to be bad for him, you know what I mean? Now, investigators said they're reviewing club surveillance video. As I said, man, there's always video. Earlier in the evening, Scott was at rapper Don Toliver's show at Irving Plaza, about 25 blocks south of Club Nebula. So Irving Plaza is one of those venues I was talking about earlier that are just a staple in New York City. Even though there was a situation that happened in Irving Plaza years back, involving Taxstone and involving Troy Ave and those cats, it's rebounded, and it seems like they've built back their relationship with the hip hop community. You know what I mean? Because it was looking bad for a second there after that situation, and it's been a very long time. So it looks like Don Toliver was there doing a show, and Don Toliver is his artist as far as I believe. And Don Toliver is one of those cats who slept on. He's got that singing kind of style, and he's just an all-around dope artist. You know what I'm saying? And I'm pretty sure Travis Scott was just trying to show him some love. A representative for Scott said they were not aware of all of the details and did not want to make an immediate comment. So it looks like he reached out to his lawyer or somebody and told him like, yo, man, just respond, write a statement real quick, you know what I mean? So we can find time to clear this up somehow, because I already got, some negative press out there that's been lingering for a long time, and I'm trying to shake. Now he's got this situation, man. It won't be looking good for him. Now, the story continues by saying this. It says the 31-year-old artist, whose real name is Jaquez Berman Webster II, is the longtime boyfriend of reality TV star Kylie Jenner. They have 2 children together. Now, what's crazy about that situation, I don't know if they're together right now. I don't know. It's one of those off and on things, and that's a whole nother realm. You know, that's almost into the reality TV realm type deal right there. All I know is he's got a bag and she's got a big bag. Like, her money is crazy, you know, based on all the reports and things out there. So now Scott's name is also synonymous with Houston's music festival that turned deadly on November 5th, 2021, when 10 people died at his Astro World concert. Now, that Astro World concert was kind of like the point where Travis Scott was under a lot of scrutiny, man. Like, everybody was mad at him. So many people were coming out the woodworks, making videos, TikToks, and all things dissing him. It was crazy. And I know there were some lawsuits out there. I'm not sure if he settled them all or what has happened in that. But, man, you know, condolences to those people who lost their life that day. That was a crazy situation. One of the craziest I've ever seen in hip-hop. Now, it continues with he's a headliner at this weekend's Rolling Loud Festival at Hollywood Park Grounds in Inglewood, California. Scott is set to take stage on Saturday, a day after Kodak Black performs. Now, what's crazy is he's headlining Rolling Loud. That goes to show how big of an act he is and the kind of pull that he has with his fans, right? But the crazier part about that is we've been seeing at Rolling Loud, artists have been getting arrested. Like, they've been rolling up to Rolling Out Loud and taking people right before they hit the stage. Now, I'm going to knock on wood and hope that doesn't happen to Travis Scott. But if he doesn't deal with this situation in New York before he hits the stage on Saturday, that's a high possibility. You know what I'm saying? Okay, so with that being said, man, what do y'all think about that story? Do you think that Travis Scott is out here wilding, man, knocking people out, punching them in the face, destroying equipment and screens? I mean, that sounds like some Blueface and Christian Rock type stuff right there, man. That didn't sound like somebody with millions and millions of dollars behaving like that, man. And do you think that he's going to get arrested before he can be able to bless that stage at Rolling Loud? Y'all tell me what y'all think in the comment section. And with that, this been your boy, Big Man. Do me a favor. Make sure you hit that like button, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and make sure you hit that notification bell so that way you get a notification every time I drop this hot content. And we out of here. Peace.